Okay, today we're going to talk about squares. So the first definition you need, a square has four sides the same length, and each side adjacent to each other is perpendicular. Adjacent means next to. For example, San Bruno is next to San Mateo, right? So you would say San Bruno is adjacent to San Mateo. Anyways, construct a square with segment AB. So in order to do this, the first thing we need to do is we need to extend this line. And what I need to do is I need to figure out a distance out here that's the same distance away from A as B is to A. So I'm measuring the distance from here to here with my compass, and then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make a mark. So that distance right there, I'm going to label it C. And so from A to C is the same distance as from A to B. Now I'm going to make a perpendicular line. So I need to make the radius a little bit bigger. So I've adjusted this, and so because I want a perpendicular bisector through A. So I'll go here. We're trying to make an adjacent side to AB that's perpendicular. So now I've got these 2 points, and those 2 green points are going to give me a perpendicular bisector through A and 90 degrees, right? So a square has adjacent sides that are perpendicular and the same measure. So now I need to change my compass, and I need a length going up and down that's the same as the yellow side. So if I make my compass, I'm going to get this measurement from A to B, and I'm going to mark up here. And where my arch intersects the perpendicular line, at this point, I'm coloring it. At this point, then I'm coloring it red. I'm going to mark that D. Okay, so D is the same distance as from A to B, right? So, so I've got my 2 sides adjacent that are the same length, and now I'm going to go here at D, and I'm going to mark out here, and I'm going to go to B, and I'm going to mark out here. And because what I've just done is I've made the compass says this distance from that distance is the yellow length. So from here to here, it's the yellow length, and from here to here, it's the yellow length. And if I connect those dots, now I can draw a line from here to here, and from here to here, and I've just created a square because from there to there is this length, and from there to there is this length. We've got a square. All right, so let's go to the next step. Let's construct a square inscribed in a circle. Okay, so first thing I need to do is I need to draw a circle. Let's put a dot here somewhere. Okay, so I've just drawn a circle centered at this point. Let's label it A. All right, so I'm going to draw a line. Okay, here we go. We've got our line. Now, I want to make a perpendicular line to this. So we need to, how are we going to do that? We can get at these 2 points where the circle meets that line, I'm coloring them red. So let's get a perpendicular line through A. So I need to put my compass at the red mark, and I need to make the radius just a little bit bigger, and so that I can find a perpendicular line through A. I'm putting this radius here, and I'm making a perpendicular line through A. Okay, Now, where these two lines, two arches intersect, I've colored them blue, and now I'm going to connect those blue lines together. We're almost done. So at these two new points, right here and right there, I'm coloring them orange. So now we're almost done. I've got my circle here, and if I want to make a square, I just connect the orange dots to the red dots. And there is my square inscribed inside the circle. Just for fun, I'm going to highlight my circle with yellow. Okay, and there's my square inscribed in the circle. Now the next part is only for the brave, and it's an extra challenge. You don't need to put this in your notes, but if you do, you're going to be extra cool, and I would give it a try, at least give it a shot. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to create a point right here. I'm going to call it A. All right, and I'm going to draw a circle through that point. Okay. Because we're going to try to construct a square perfectly outside of the circle. I hope I didn't make this too big. Oh, we'll see what happens. Now I need a perpendicular line. So, or let's just draw a line first, okay? So I'm drawing a line right here. Okay. And I need to make a perpendicular line, so like we've done before, where the circle meets that line, I'm going to draw an arch. And right there, I'm going to draw an arch. And where those meet, I'm going to draw a perpendicular line through that point. Okay, so now I've got a circle and I've got perpendicular lines. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to measure the distance between this orange dot and this orange dot. So I need to figure out this length right there. So I'm going to use my compass and I'm going to measure this length. Okay, so you have measured the length with the compass. Now what I'm going to do, before I move on, all of these orange dots right here are all an equal distance away from each other. Okay, so I'm using this yellow length, and I'm going to go to the orange dot, and I'm going to make an arch here, and from this orange dot I'm going to make an arch here. From this orange dot I'm going to make an arch here. From this orange dot I'm going to make an arch here. Same thing. Make an arch here. Okay. So at those places, just to make life easier, I'm going to put some green dots there. Okay. And if I connect those green dots, I'm going to get a square. Now, where does the circle come from? Now, my circle has to have, from there to there, is the same length as from there to there, isn't it? So, if this, from there to there, this yellow line is congruent to this yellow line, then if I put my sharp point at A, look how my pencil hits the square. So if I draw a circle centered at that point, now I've got my square outside of the circle. If you had trouble doing this particular last challenge one, don't worry about it. I'm making this one extra credit, but if you did it, then pat yourself on the back and show your parents. Because what we just did was we just made, I'm just tracing my circle with my marker, is we just made this circle, we inscribed it in a square. Thank you, and like I said, this part was extra credit. Hope you got the other constructions.